Welcome back to the Red Booth Show. I'm here with writer and director Adam Sigal. So we were talking about how you have to cast people sometimes based on selling it. Now, someone else who's not familiar with the industry might think that that's kind of like, oh, you have to sell out and blah, blah, blah. But it's really a matter of like doing right by your investor and being able to make another movie. Because if you don't get somewhere with the sales of your movie, it's very unlikely that you're going to get money for another movie.
Yeah, and honestly, like, we're not in the studio system, so we're making indie films. So the people you're getting to invest have an incredibly business-like approach to it.
Totally.
And all that matters is who's in your movie. Like, it's an unfortunate fact. Your script, who you are, none of that means. It's only who's in it. I mean, literally, when you show up when
you're talking to a banker or when you're talking to the pre-sales guys, that's what they're going to say.
You're talking to anyone. I mean, honestly, like, there's, even as a numbers, like, yeah, there's the unicorns that are movies that have no famous actors that do well at a festival, but not really anymore. Like, I mean, every movie has stars. Every movie that sells or even does well in the indie circuit has stars, and it's the only viable mitigating circumstance of an investment for investors. It's the only way that you can sell your movie to them is like,
it's the only thing they can cling on to and say,
yeah,
oh, well, this will mean that I can do this.
And it's too, because in the end, like, just, you know, you still need a good script. Like, that's the funny thing that a lot of investors at this level don't realize is they're investing in art. And so, like, I get so many people who are like, can you try to write a movie like this with these actors? And I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna suck. Like, it just because it's similar to another movie doesn't mean it's gonna be good. In fact, probably the opposite. So,
right.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of biting off of whatever something.
Yeah, so you have to kind of like play this at least for me, since I'm doing really weird indies, is like I have to play this delicate sort of game of like trying to get good name actors to do weird stuff so that I can go to an investor and go, I know this is weird, but look who's on board. And they're like, okay, I mean, if they're on board, it must be good. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Right.
So.
But that's actually probably cool for the name actors that you go to, because they're like, I want to do something different, and you know, I'm so used to these commercial movies. And
actors love my script. They don't always, investors don't always, and you know, people don't always, but actors do, because I write compelling, really unusual characters. So it's, as long as it actually gets to the actor and through the agent barrier, generally they respond well.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I just was remembering one of the scripts that I read of yours that I thought was too weird.
Yeah.
And it had to do... No, they were great. But there was this one, and I think it had to do with... I don't know if I want to talk about this on this show, but it was like you can show. I don't know if you're gonna make the movie or not, but
probably not. But yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, I don't know which one you're referring to.
It was like every time that the person would off, then something would come true, like a wish.
Oh yeah, that was like he was like a side character,
and I was like, what the heck? Like,
that was amazing. I'm not gonna make that one. Don't worry.
No, you're not going
to. But that script does still exist in an extremely different form now.
Oh really? Okay.
And that's actually the next one that I want to do. Sadly, that character's gone.
You took out that guy.
Yeah, he changed. Like, he became an even weirder character with a different sort of strange power.
Okay.
It's called The Chariot. That's the name of that script. It has no bearing on the script. It wasn't named
that when I read it.
I know. I think it was called Two-Headed Boy when you read it. Maybe. It's
been so long.
And it's also gone through a lot of names. And that's my weirdest script. That you can know that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Sargasso, the one I just did, is by far my most linear, normal one. Like, people who read that are like, oh, okay, like, that's cool. You know, and I'm like, no, trust me. Like, read my other stuff. It's way stranger than this.
You know what's funny? There is actually a show out that's really good and hilarious, and it's got the guy from Fargo, I think, and it's about a detective like that. Well, a PI. It's not the same as insurance.
Currently?
Fraud. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and there was a show with Jason Schwartzman for a while. I think it was on HBO or something that was about that as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So people are probably going to be like, oh, this is a good funny genre. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a dark comedy, so.
And mine is like almost everything that happens in Sargasso really happened. Like it's very much and unbelievably. Like people will watch it and be like, "There's no way." Like 95% of it was real.
I mean, real life tends to be actually more unbelievable than stories, it seems like.
Yeah, especially when you're a PI in Los Angeles, you just see the craziest shit, and you're just like,
What?
okay,
That's
yeah.
gonna be good. That's
Yeah,
gonna be cool.
I'm excited for it.
Well, do you have any words of wisdom or advice for people that want to do what you're doing, like that want to get into making indie films? Because this is quite an interesting.
It would be a lot, but I mean, my personal thing is just try to do something different. Try to don't go into it as like I saw this movie and I want to make a movie like that. Like please don't. I don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it. You come up with an original idea and believe in it so hard that other people will start just believing in it too. They'll be like, oh, he's onto something, and that's the way to do it.
That's super good advice. I totally agree.
Okay, good.
Because I think in the beginning, people might, who knows, there might be like naysayers that might not believe in it, but if you keep believing in it,
You have to have an insane amount of self-confidence, unrealistic self-confidence.
you have to just be crazy, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's my best advice.
Yep.
Be insane.
Well, it's been working well for you.
It has.
You have these
Been my
awesome
calling
movies
card.
that you've been coming out with, and I'm so excited for you. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming on the show.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching my interview with writer and director Adam Sigal. You can watch The Red Booth Show every Saturday night on U2 America, and you can also subscribe to our channel below so you can get all of our updates.